you don't really care about CM Punk. You care about the story he was telling in his matches. You don't really care about Daniel Bryan. You just really care about the story that is the Yes Movement and what it evolved to.
The best matches of all time has storylines to them.
Absolutely.
Almost to a segue a little bit before we get to the nuts and bolts. To the shit is this. The best wrestling matches has the storylines connected to it.
Absolutely. And that's every decade too, ladies and gentlemen. That's every decade.
Every decade. Era. Like let's go to and we could alternate here, starting with what we're used to, what we've grown up with. So I will start with actually WrestleMania 2.
Okay.
I won't even go to 1. I go with 2. Make it even easier for people. Not Bam Bam, but King Kong Bundy and Don Morocco destroyed Hulk Hogan, leading to a match at WrestleMania 2 as the main event. Was the match the greatest? No, it was basically a squash match. But the storyline kicked off Hulk Hogan getting revenge on King Kong Bundy, which made you want to watch it because you was like, the champion might be the champion, but the champion is pissed. Because that's the majority of Hulk Hogan's storylines until WrestleMania 4. Yeah. And I'm not even going to bring up just the championship matches too, because I have another one, but I want you to throw me one from the 80s around that time, a storyline that you fucked with.
All right. Really, I mean, I was going to actually go into WrestleMania 3 just to stick with Hulk Hogan first. I mean, shoot, him and Andre as idols become rivals. That's literally the storyline. It's Hogan, in the sense, he wants the love and the admiration and the respect that Andre got, because Andre's the guy, Andre's the man, but he got the belt. And Andre is like, well, hey, hold on, fam, I should have the belt. And the right or the wrong people around him are, which is Bobby Heenan, and are letting him know that, hey, no, you know what, you holding my man belt because he's never lost ever.
Right.
And Hogan wants to talk about it. Andre want to scrap. So and even that storyline about how just the wanting to be the top dog, I was become rivals, and it all culminates to a WrestleMania 3 match and a moment. Again, another one of those matches that people are saying it's a great match only because of the moment that takes place, which is the body slam. But it's not really a great match. It's a better story of emotion being told about two friends becoming enemies due to outside influence and wanting to be the man. And I'm sure J.R. Banger's going to come back here pretty soon. If you can see this. There we go.
Yeah. I was here, and I had to charge up my computer too.
Oh, you're all good.
Another one for me, speaking of WrestleMania 3, is going to the mid-card. Macho Man and Rickey the Dragon Steamboat.
Yes.
He crushed that man larynx, ladies and gentlemen. And he had to get his revenge. He couldn't talk for about 2 episodes of like primetime wrestling or Tuesday Night Titans or Saturday Night's Main Event. But when he got to talking, he also had Georgiano Steele with him. Because the other part of it is that Georgiano Steele didn't like how Macho Man was treating Elizabeth. So he was like, and it led to a dramatic match at WrestleMania 3. For years, it was considered the greatest match of all time. Not just WrestleMania match, greatest match of all time. And it wasn't just that because of what happened in the ring. It was what led to it. That's something that AEW can learn from. What's another one you got? Let's go late 80s, early 90s.
Oh, okay. Damn.
And to make it harder, I want to make this harder because I think people who listen to this podcast need to change. This is me on my Steven Richards shit.
Right.
You fuckers need to relearn how you watch wrestling.
Right.
Everything ain't about spots.
Right. So with that though, because I do want to say this one because this is like when we get to mid card, when we get to tier, and just things that they make sense, right?
Do you think?
I call this one Heenan hates Matilda, and it's the Islanders and the British Bulldogs. But yeah, their teams competing to get to the WWF at the time tag team championships. But it's really all about Heenan overselling the fact that he hates that mangy mutt that Dynamite Kid and Davey Boy Smith has. So in one fell swoop in the storyline, Heenan puts over his team that don't talk at all.
The Islanders.
He puts over the British Bulldogs and their dog Matilda, to the point where like people cried when Matilda had passed away. So and then when they stole the dog and was running it around, and Davey Boy Smith is running after him in tears trying to get his fucking dog back, like that probably caused the inception of PETA right there.
Man, look, because I have a challenge. I have a challenge to people who get to this part of the podcast too. So, but that Matilda shit, that's on point. Because you had people putting over, like, I was listening to something to wrestle with. It's funny to say that. I was listening to something to wrestle with Bruce Pritchard, and I was listening to the Earthquake episode, and they talked about how PETA was pissed at the WWF at the time because Earthquake squishing or Make Believe squishing Damien.
Yeah.
But nigga, Damien got crushed, and I was like, damn.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. What the fuck they gonna do?
Right.
Then he come back with another snake called Lucifer, and I was like, he need to give it another name, but I feel him.
Yeah. Right.
I feel him. Okay. But just making known that, hey, you killed Damien, but Lucifer is his big brother.
Right.
He's pissed. He's gonna bite you. And I'm like,
right.
But even and this is the crazy part, because I'm even going to just stay away from high mid card, high card, and go mid and lower mid cards and tag teams too. And the tag team, not even going to the tag team mid high card.
Mm-hmm.
So here's another one: the Orient Express and the Rockers.
I'm glad you said that.
And if Shawn Michaels can stay healthy, you had storylines with the tag teams where you had questions about those tag teams.
Mm-hmm.
And some of that led to Shawn Michaels being like, you know what? I can't fuck with Marty Jannetty no more. And then one of the best swerves ever comes from the mid card.
Mm-hmm.
The barbershop, Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, you gonna stay or you go? He gets super kick and thrown. He super kicks Marty Jannetty and throws him in some glass. Mm-hmm. That's not even high card, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. At all.
That's not even high mid card, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
That right there is, hey, we're about to just transition this person into another character because we got high hopes for them, and see what happens from there.
Mm-hmm.
Storyline immaculate, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely.
How they prepped that shit,
mm-hmm.
and even made you think, oh man, Shawn Michaels changed a little bit, but no, he back. Mm-hmm. And then the nigga was on Superstars the next week,
like
looking totally different.
Right. Like, yeah, hey, all that shit you just saw, fuck all of that.
Yellow shit, all that yellow and blue shit, we out.
Yeah.
We're good. What's another one that you like
around
that time?
Let's see. I'll call it the birth of arrogance. And it's literally, yeah. And it's literally the breakup of Strike Force, which leads to the model Rick Martel, but then it leads to and that is all about, and that really is a story of That's actually one of a really great story of just character development. If you really want to break them out from a tag team as well, like just like the Shawn Michaels Rockers thing, Rick Martel and Tito Santana. If you're a young kid like me, when you're watching Strikeforce, I really couldn't tell them apart. Not that they look alike, but they were just like the same guy to me. I didn't realize that one had a lightning bolt and one had a sombrero or a flag on their tights. Like I really didn't know that.
Yep.
But then when they break up, and basically, you know what I'm saying? Rick Martel hit Tito Santana with the right, said, Fred, I'm too sexy for this tag team. And then they feuded out. He ASAP Tito, gets into the model bag, got the flowy cuff poodle hair, you know what I'm saying, with the blue sweatshirt and the glasses. And then he starts to evolve that into like the bow tie with the little the European cut blazer and the arrogance, which sets him up for his first big feud with Jake the Snake Roberts, a guy synonymous for being able to get anybody over with just walking out with a snake in the bag. And that whole story is literally about Rick Martel kind of hating snakes, but also just, I'll say this, keeping us entertained by everything that's not the Intercontinental Championship and the mid-card.
And they didn't, and their feud wasn't for no title.
Yeah, it literally leads nowhere. It's just a bunch of shit that happens that makes wrestling what it is.
You got to listen to something to wrestle with Bruce Pritchard, the Rick Martel episode.
Yeah. Oh, you know, I did see that too.
Because you're like 100% on what they were doing.
Straight up.
Because I was expecting to say, oh man, he gonna say he got arrogance right after he went heel. Yeah, no, it was character layers, my nigga.
Yeah, absolutely.
Watch that, listen to that shit.
Absolutely.
But you right on point. That's another one. Let me go to trying to think of one that I'll go with Kamala.
Okay.
It didn't lead to anything big, but it was the essence of storytelling to me still. Kamala is with Kim Chi and Harvey Whippleman, and they're abusing this motherfucker basically.
Yeah.
But then Slick come through and like, you a man. You a man. He got the crowd chanting, you a man. And Kamala's Kim Chi like, mama. And he's so episode of Superstars.
Right.
He beats a jobber, but he's trying to pin him on his back, and they keep telling him to turn him around. He finally he pins him, but they're beating on him. And then Slick comes through, he's like, "You a man, you a man. They should jive turkeys, you a man." So then they attack Slick. So Kamala's like, and then he attacks Kim Chi and Harvey Whippleman. Now he's being managed by Slick.
Yeah.
So now, even though he's taught the crowd to respect him as a man. He ain't that too long after that.
No.
But I looked at that shit, was like, damn, he went from just killing everybody to losing to The Undertaker. And now he a bitch. Damn, they fucked Kim Chi, fucking him up.
Right.
And he went from all of that to now being a man. And a face. Kamala, a African killer, turns into a face. I got a couple of more around that time too that I'm gonna talk to y'all about, because I be hating how y'all be getting down on Bray Wyatt. But go ahead.
Oh, people got shit to say about Bray Wyatt?
Yeah.
Come kind of bullshit is? All right.
Because they didn't watch wrestling in 1990, 1992, 1993. But go ahead, you next. Because I got them next.
All right, but I'm sorry, but you guys stop doing that sacrifice.
Rest in peace, Kamala.
Oh man.